These past few days have been all about hardening off, and I have quite a few trays to take out, so let's do this. Today we have a high around 75, and right now really early in the morning it's a little bit on the cool side, and these plants are just going to love to soak all the sunshine. I have been using that tent for the last, I don't know, 5-6 years since I started growing plants from seed. And that tent has been a really huge help for me. I don't have a lot of shade in my backyard during the very hot hours in the middle of the day. And when I start the process of hardening off, shade is super important for the first few days. So this tent allows me to just move it around, provide shade for the plants. And it's really a huge help for me. Instead of having to move the trays in and out from the shade to the sunny spot, I just move the tent, and it's like a super quick and easy 2-minute task. As I mentioned, all of these plants that I have here are going to be for the seedling sale, which is happening in a few days. And so far the plants are really doing amazing. Some of them are a little bit overgrown. They're a little bit bigger than what I wanted them to be. But I think that having a combination of great conditions, great quality seeds, and great potting mix, it just makes a difference. I definitely going to be tweaking my times next year to start these guys a little bit later. So my job for the next few days is just going to be taking care of these plants. I am giving them water almost every day. With the wind and the sunshine, these plants dry out really quickly, so they get a drink every day. And one of the things that I am going to have to do the day before the sale is that I am going to go through every tray, and I am going to do a last check quality control. There are some things that were caught in the middle of the trays. There were some things that were pushed a little when my kids were helping me take the trays out the first couple of days. And some of them just got bended or have broken leaves. Some of the tomatoes, actually, one variety of tomatoes is really leggy. I am very proud of my tomatoes this year, but one variety is super leggy, and I don't know that I want to sell those in that being that way. I don't know. And yes, I know that tomatoes can be literally really deep, and half of the plant can be really deep, but I don't know. I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to do with that. I still have to make a few tags for a couple of trays. Nothing major. Everything is pretty much done for the seedling sale. And being my first time with the seedling sale, you guys, you know that I am super excited, but I am super nervous. These are not the plants that I have for my garden. These are just for the sale. I have a huge load upstairs in my grow room where I am still continuing to grow the ones for my garden. So I do hope that people do come to the sale, and I do hope that, you know, all of these plants sell out, hopefully the first day. So one of the things that I want to do today while I'm taking care of the seedlings outside is that I want to install this raised bed that I got from Bootstrap Farmer. And I'm really excited about it because it's different from everything that I have in my garden. And one of the things that I love about this metal bed is the color and the size. I am going to show you how I'm putting all of that together. And if you're interested in looking into it, I'm going to link in my description below to the exact same bed that I have and the color that I have. And hopefully that inspires you to start a new area in your garden. Okay, so you know how I have been using trays and pots from Bootstrap Farmer for years now. Like, I made my first order from them back in 2020, I believe, and honestly, I love everything I've gotten since then. The quality that you get from their products is just doesn't really compare with others. And I trust that whatever they carry, it's going to be good. So when I saw that they launched this new metal raised bed, I figured, yep, I'm in. Let's try it out. And like I said, I really like this green, this soft green color. Okay, so hopefully you can see what I'm going to be working here. This is the part. This right here is what I am able to do with this one set of raised bed. So there are many options that you can choose from, depending if you have a big area, if you have a square area, if you have a long skinny area. In this case, I think this is going to be the one that I'm going to go for. So I am looking at the instructions, and I literally do not need any tools. Do not need any tools. I can do this by myself. I thought I was going to have to ask my husband to help me with this when it comes to putting together raised beds. He's the one that, you know, takes out the tools and figures things out for me. I mean, I can do this myself. The metal feels super solid, not the flimsy kind that wobbles the second it gets windy. I am going to be placing this raised bed on the east side of my house where it gets plenty of morning sun, and I'm still debating whether I am going to put some vegetables or flowers or both. And that is the story of my life, deciding what to plant where. Anyway, if you like this kind of beds, or if you're thinking about setting up something like this in your own garden, I am going to add the information where you can purchase this, and also the maker of this raised bed has a tutorial on how to put it together, so it's super easy. I am doing it by myself. I know that you can too. Isn't that a beautiful green color? It was really easy for me to put together. I did have to look at the manufacturer's video on how to put one together, but it was really easy to do. Probably the step that took me the longest was peeling the protective coating, like a plastic that came with each of these panels. But once it was done, it was just easy peasy, and I'm really liking it. This right here is where that raised bed is going to be. Those bushes that I have here, they haven't really grown that much since I planted them here, and they have been here for at least 4-5 years, I think, and they're not doing too much. So I am going to remove them, and this entire section right here is just going to be where that new raised bed is going to be. Oh, that one didn't even make it through the winter. So from this view, that bed is just going to go amazing right there. Hopefully it gives me a little bit more privacy as well. All right, I removed the shrubs that were there. There were a total of 4, but 1 died. So I put them on the curve, and I placed that raised bed. It wasn't really heavy, and I like it. I love it. I have a bunch of alliums around it. I do have one right there that I knew, and I was worried that I was going to be on top of it, but it's right at the end of it. I am going to let those alliums bloom this year because I already see the buds on those, and I definitely do not want to mess them up. I have a total of 4 blooms there. So I am just going to let them bloom, and when they're done blooming and they're done for the spring, I am just going to move them probably towards the end of this side of the bed. That's probably going to be a good spot for them. So what's next is that I am going to empty some old potting mix that I have in containers. Like this container over here, it stayed outside for the whole winter, you guys. I did not think it was going to make it. I am not going to be moving this guy. I'm just going to remove maybe half of the potting mix that it's in there. It's pretty huge, but all of that potting mix, I am going to reuse it for the raised bed, and it's just going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing. Alright, so it's the next day. Yesterday I basically emptied every container that I could find that had old potting mix from last year, and I had plenty to almost fill it up all the way. I am going to get a couple of nice potting mix, and I am going to top it really nicely there. I am going to add fertilizer when I am ready to plant whatever it is that I'm going to plant there, and it's just going to look amazing. Here's my dilemma. If you look at it from this view, I would really like something that is really tall to create some sort of, I don't know, privacy or wall or blocking that view. I am debating what to put in there. I was thinking about adding some mountain mint that I have growing inside. I have plenty, and I think that it could add definitely some height here. I am not really sure. I also have plenty of Verbena bonariensis. I think that it could get really, really nice and tall there. The problem, which is not too much of a problem, is that this spot is in between homes. So it doesn't really get sun all day completely, but it does get plenty of sun. To give you an idea, I tried dahlias in this spot last year, and I think that they were lacking sun. But if I put elephant ears here, they're going to burn. So I have to find that sweet spot on what to plant here. So this is pretty much what this video is going to be. I still have probably 1-2 more weeks before I can take everything that I want to put outside, warm loving plants that is. I am just checking the forecast to see, if we have any really, really low temperatures, but I am probably going to be checking my local nurseries, and I'm going to see what they have. Annuals for sure. Definitely I want to place here annuals. I could have a lot of choices for shrubs, but I don't know if I want to go that route. I definitely think that this bed could be something that I change every year, and that's really exciting. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you like these kind of beds, if you maybe got some ideas about where to place one or two. Thank you for being here, you guys, and I'll see you on the next time.